Welcome everyone. Today we have our another new episode, and we will discuss on this International Longevity Alliance chairman, Professor Eli Stamblers. He did a lot of research on longevity research, and this is excellent platforms and excellence in institutions. I think around the world, all of the scientists from 100 different countries, they collaborate and working through International Longevity Alliance. And all of the famous scientists and innovators and from Silicon Valleys and 100 different countries, they're always contributing for longevity. So this is the new dimension for emerging economy. And I want to invite Eli Stamblers as well as International Longevity Alliance in South Asia and contributes with our billions of people in this economy. Dr. Eli Stambler, how are you today and what you want to discuss about in this global talent shows?
You basically described the topic. I want to talk about longevity. A few more words about our International Longevity Alliance. Yes, this is an international umbrella organization that unites organizations that promote healthy longevity, research, development, and education. It includes 85 non-profit associations working in 65 countries. So it's really a global umbrella, and we're active around the world. We write position papers, we organize international conferences, including hopefully one in Bangladesh that will be in December, also in cooperation with ILA. So our topic is healthy longevity, and I hope healthy longevity becomes a global priority. Not just I hope, the entire International Longevity Alliance hopes that healthy longevity becomes the global priority around the world as the most important issue, not just in science, but also in economics, also in politics, also in education. So health and longevity must become the main world issue. That's our agenda. That's what I
Thank
want to
you.
talk about.
Thank you. This is actually a new dimension for us, for our economy, for our research. So how can breakthrough in longevity research extend healthy human lifespan while ensuring equitable access across all countries and income groups?
Okay. First of all, how can the particular technology, how can particular lifestyle improve health and longevity is a scientific question. You conduct the meta-analysis, you see how any particular interventions improves lifestyle, improves your health span, improves your general life expectancy. That's a part of the issue. The second part of your question, how can we make it equitable? It's a whole different problem, and the answer to it is that we also have to set as a priority. Like we need to establish health and longevity as a priority, we have to establish equity as a priority. If we let it go, if we let it to laissez-faire principles, it will not be equitable. We really need to make policies that will make, first of all, the research a priority, then the distribution a priority. And that's a political question, not so much a scientific question. And then the third part of your question, how it will influence economy, very obviously. If people live longer and healthier, that will save resources on your healthcare system, on your welfare system. That will free new resources for economic development. That will enable people to be educated throughout their life course. So all these three components of equations, I hope I answered.
Excellent. Professor Ila, as our young generations, like there is a more than 85 million people, young people live in Bangladesh. They are big fan of Silicon Valleys, like this Bezos and all of the people. They are investing in longevity research, right? So if you share some of your experience and you are actually the leader of this longevity innovations and so on. Can you share some of the Silicon Valley experience and why this kind of big people they are investing in longevity research? Maybe it will be good example for our businessmen.
Yes. So first of all, I have never been in Silicon Valley, so I am not a part of Silicon Valley ecosystem. But if I can say it on your show that I live in Israel, which is considered the Silicon Valley of the Middle East, so I can tell from our ecosystem. We are often called the startup nation because the Israeli society is very much dedicated to innovation, to startup development, to the technological ecosystem. So my advice And my experience is really, if you make it a priority, then the ecosystem can grow. But I would actually turn the question in the more public health direction. Yes, it is important to develop startups, to develop profitable enterprises, businesses, but I would turn it in the direction of public health. As a country, Bangladesh is facing population aging. It used to, a few decades ago, the population grew incredibly. The fertility rate was 6 persons per woman. Now it's only 2 persons. So basically, Bangladesh already entered the stage of non-renewal of the population, a stage of population decline. So the aging is coming for you. So think about it as a nation, as a people. Think that the already aging. So you're already approaching the levels of Europe in terms of population aging. This is an urgent problem for the Bangladesh economy. Not as in any particular startup, as in particular project, but as a national economy, as a national priority. You're really entering the stage of population aging without the sufficient geriatric infrastructure, without the sufficient wealth to care for all the people. So think about this in terms of possible economic collapse even. So it really should be a priority in Bangladesh, and the sooner you start making it a priority, the better.
Mhm. Excellent. Professor Ila, what role will artificial intelligence, genomes, precise medicines play in preventing age-related disease and enabling healthy aging over the next 20 years?
So obviously, artificial intelligence will play a tremendous role in developing any technology, including longevity technologies. A human being is simply unable to grasp all the wealth of medical information that exists. So for that, you will need a medical AI that will be able to make sense of this data. I was one of the chief co-editors of this book, Artificial Intelligence for Health and Longevity, together with the leading researchers in this area. And we developed all kinds of research direction in this area, pointed out to various research projects. But I still want to emphasize in this short podcast of ours that you should think more about the policies for health and longevity, not so much artificial intelligence for health and longevity, but the policies, the regulations, the rules, the public attitude that will enable both artificial intelligence and general longevity technologies to thrive. So this is our another book in the same series, Health and Longevity Policies and Practices, that was co-authored by 70 world-leading researchers and opinion leaders on aging. And we advocate that, once again, the main idea, if people can take anything from this 15 minutes podcast, people should make health and longevity in priority. And then you can figure out how to make it through artificial intelligence, through startups, through public health. But the main thing is to make health and longevity priority. And I hope our talk will contribute to that.
Excellent. Professor Ila, my next question, what are the biggest ethical, social, and economical challenges of significant extending human lifespan, and how should government and the global institution prepare for their issues?
So once again, what we advocate for is not just the extension of general lifespan, but the extension of healthy lifespan. If we extend lifespan generally without the corresponding improvement of people's health, it could be a disaster for economy. I personally still think it's ethical, it's valuable to prolong human life, to preserve human life, even if a person is not completely healthy. But for the society, for the economy, it's a disaster. If we have 30 or 40% of the population in hospitals due to age-related diseases, it will be an end of economy, end of society. So what we advocate for is that we really need to promote healthy life expectancy. So the period of life that people live in good health. So that's what we want to achieve. And for that, we need the governmental resources, the political resources, the public resources, scientific resources. That's our goal. We can achieve it through science. We can achieve it developing new medical technologies, new public health interventions. What government should do? Government should once again set health and longevity as a priority, and the emphasis on healthy, not just any life expectancy, any longevity, but healthy life expectancy, healthy longevity.
Yeah, Professor, before I go for the next question, can you share about International Longevity Alliance as well as your new scientific books with our audience?
I just shared my new book is this. It was published just a month ago, Health and Longevity Policies and Practices, and includes 24 chapters, altogether co-authored by 70 opinion leaders on aging. our goal is to develop not even specific policies, but thinking about policies for health longevity. Imagine you invent a pill for healthy aging tomorrow, but there's no policies, no regulations, no public acceptance to you, even not even able to distribute it. So it sits in your lab, and nobody can ever benefit from it. So the question about policies is question how you can make your therapies accessible to people. So that's my last book, the book I edited and also contributed 4 chapters, and that I hope the subject that will be raised more in various issues. And that's also a subject that is primary for International Longevity Alliance. We do have scientists that cooperate with us, but ILA, International Longevity Alliance, is mainly an advocacy organization. Advocacy, it means that we have to convince people that healthy aging is an important priority. That's what advocates do. We don't necessarily develop any particular scientific breakthroughs. We create the ecosystem. We make health longevity priority. That's the main goal of International Longevity Alliance.
Excellent. My next question is about how can nutrition, lifestyle, regenerative medicine, stem cell therapy, and biotechnology work together to increase both lifespan and health span?
So once again, your question is composed of several questions. First part is how any particular intervention can improve your lifespan and health span. And for that, once again, you need to study any particular intervention and the statistical significance of its improvement for the health span and lifespan. It's important to note that many of these interventions are not even tested in humans. They only exist as emerging technologies, as fundamental research. So we cannot even estimate yet how they will affect a healthy longevity or general longevity. Our point is that all these interventions combined. We don't put all our eggs into one basket. We need to spread our attention among the lifestyle interventions such as nutrition. Everybody knows what healthy nutrition is. It's generally moderate nutrition, balanced nutrition. Also, rest and sleep are very important. Physical exercise is important. But at the same time, we advocate for greater investment in science and technological development. By their combination, we can extend health longevity in a significant way. And the second part of the question, how we can make them work together, it's another big question. There is very little coordination between different approaches. Pretty much every researcher developed their own the research direction. So the question of coordination, the question of combining those into lifestyle, these are being addressed also through medical clinics, through so-called longevity clinics, that try to combine different streams of evidence, different interventions into a single regimen that can be given to people. One of our chapters in this book is about longevity medicine, good practices, how longevity physicians, how longevity medicine can actually combine various approaches to extend healthy lifespan. But still, it's a very open question. It requires further research. There is no single recipe how it can be done, but generally it's a big task to coordinate, to combine between different approaches.
Professor, as you attend as a keynote speaker around the world in the different longevity conference, and many famous people in your International Longevity Alliance, they work in your team, right? Famous scientists from around the world. If you share your story with our audience, maybe it will be very inspiring. Yeah.
My story, is that I've been a longevity advocate since I was 6 years old. I have been thinking about the need to extend our life generally and healthy life in particular for almost 50 years. Maybe it's a rare story that I've been interested in for so long. And my story is just, I've been working every day trying to promote the subject of health longevity as a researcher, as an advocate, publishing a paper here, making a position paper there, a conference here. So that's my story, and of an advocate. I've been in longevity advocacy, full time for about 25 years. And I hope I helped promote the subject among other people. And that's my story. If you have any more specific things you want to learn about me, But generally, how I want to inspire people is really people listen. You ask me what's special about me that I'm interested in health and longevity. I ask you, please become interested. It's the most important topic. I should not be special. You should all be involved in this subject in health and longevity. You should make it a global movement, a social movement in Bangladesh, everywhere. Only when we make it a global movement, we will be able to succeed.
Yeah. Definitely, Professor. We are organizing like a capacity building program with Chuet business incubations and so on. So our student can learn more. We can invite you in online as a mentor for our students, and they can learn more about these issues. So my last question: if longevity technologies make it possible for the people to live healthy lives beyond 100 years, how should education, career, retirement, global economy evolve to support this new reality?
Right. So you have this question a little backward. Not after we live 100 years, should our system adjust? No, the question should be asked otherwise. How should our system be adjusted so people can live in good health until 100 years? That's the right order of things. You understand? First, we establish policies that will promote health and longevity research, development, education. Then you invest in those technologies. Then you take care that those technologies are distributed equitably. They're distributed not just equitably in particular countries, but around the world. In Bangladesh, in the same way as in developed countries. So only after you build the whole social ecosystem, the whole social fabric to promote health and longevity, then you can lead a healthy life for about 100 years. And by that time, all the system will already be adjusted to this purpose. So you don't even have to ask how they will need to change. They will already be changed to accomplish this purpose. I hope this answers you.
So what is your closing remarks for today's sessions?
For what I started, the guys, I don't know who's watching this. Sharif, first of all, thank you very much for your part in promoting the subject in Bangladesh and in Asia, and among the young population, the young talents. The more we make it a priority, the more we succeed. The more people, young people especially, talented people, the more they become involved in the health and longevity movement, the better technologies we develop, the better lifestyle we promote, the healthier will be our people, our nations. So thank you, and I hope your event in December by your organization, together by the Talent Forum, and together with International Longevity Alliance, I hope we succeed to bring it to the forefront, to make it a priority in Bangladesh as elsewhere.
Thank you for your excellent contribution for this forum, and hopefully through this process we can make more collaborations and bring more scientific innovations in Bangladesh from your institutions. I request all of our audience, please share this content with the government agency, corporation, and academia. We have our conference in December. I want to invite you all, and Ila will be keynote speaker for this conference. And hopefully through this process, we can bring more healthy related success for Bangladesh. And this way, South Asia can be very, very good economy, healthy economy. And thank you, Professor Ila, for your continuous support. And we want to invite you in Bangladesh. So thank you. Bye-bye and take care.
I hope to be able to come. I'm just trying to find when exactly in December it will be, so people could already save the dates. Do you remember? I think, let me check 1 second. So it is planned for December 4. So I hope to see all of you on December 4. And I'll be happy to present and engage you in our discussion and our cooperation. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Bye-bye and take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.